Hi there again. Anyway, this is Pat with River's Edge Chev, and today I am going to be making chocolate pudding. I've been making this chocolate pudding for about 50 years now, and it's a really good recipe. It's super simple. The idea of using a packaged pudding mix is kind of ridiculous because pudding is dead simple to make. Anyway, so we have today half a cup of sugar, and this is going into a sifter so that everything gets sifted as it goes in to this pot. Anyway, we've got half a cup of sugar with 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and that's just simple cornstarch, nothing special at all, it's just cornstarch. And then we've got 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. And I like to use Hershey's cocoa for this because Hershey's cocoa has a really good strong cocoa flavor. We have quite a few different kinds of cocoa powders that we use, but for this application I really like Hershey's because it has basically the strongest cocoa flavor of any of the other cocoa varieties that we use. It's just a really good strong chocolate, and that's what you want for this. Okay, so this is sifted in. I'm going to stir it together, and this is what it looks like. You want to sift it so that all of the little bits of cocoa powder and cornstarch and everything are well incorporated. Otherwise it can get a little bit lumpy. But this works really well. You can also just stir it really well with a whisk, but I like to use the strainer to get it sifted through. Anyway, and then I'm going to add 2 cups of whole milk. This is goat milk, our goat milk, but you can use any kind of whole milk. Just give it a good whisk, and then we're going to move it over to the stove and start heating it up on medium, and we're going to cook it until it is well boiled and it is thickened. And you pretty much want to stir it constantly. Doesn't take long, but you'll want to just keep stirring and stay on top of it while you cook it. Okay, we're going to move to the stove now. Okay, so we're going to cook this, stirring constantly until it's thickened and all of the sugar has dissolved and it's completely incorporated and it's beautiful. And then once all of that happens, we're going to add approximately 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla and then 2 tablespoons of butter. Until then, we are just going to stir and cook. This also makes a really nice chocolate pudding pie. So you could do like a chocolate cream pie with this. It's really good that way. But how we're going to serve it today is we're going to serve it warm with vanilla ice cream. And that is quite the treat. A really nice homey dessert for a cold, cold spring day. Raining sideways outside. Been cooking now on the stove for 7 minutes, and this is where we're at on medium heat. You can see that it's bubbling and it's thickened up really well. So we're going to just let it cook just for maybe a minute or 2 more, so that we're going to probably have about 10 minutes time total for making chocolate pudding from scratch. And you do want to stir continuously because otherwise you're going to have a scorched bottom. Now we're going to be serving this warm today, so it won't be fully set up when we use it, but normally it will set up very firmly. It's really, really nice. Okay, we're going to add the vanilla. About 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, and then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. And stir that in, and we've turned the heat off. And we're going to just stir this in to incorporate it. And then we'll dish it up. If you want to cool this down and save it to use as a pie filling or something, you could put it directly into the pie crust that's already been pre-baked, or you can let it cool down, and then what you'll want to do before it's completely cool is put some plastic wrap right down on the top of it so it doesn't develop a skin, because otherwise any pudding will develop a skin on it if you don't cover it that way. Okay. So we're going to let this cool off for just about 5 minutes, and then we will dish it up. Alright, so our chocolate pudding is done. We have it dished up into little bowls, and I'm going to add a scoop of vanilla ice cream to each bowl. This is a really nice, simple dessert, quick to make, and satisfying. Everybody likes it. There you go. Anyway, this pudding recipe makes for 4 servings. We're just using 2 right now. The rest is in the refrigerator. Anyway, I hope that you enjoy this recipe and you'll come back again. Bye-bye.